Thank you all for joining as we learn our last little bit on this unit about multiplying polynomials. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to make it one more step difficult. We're going to multiply a binomial by a trinomial, 3 terms, and then we're going to go over some special cases as well. And you'll see what those look like. So let's get started. For the first one, it says we're going to use the box method, same box method as before, to multiply the following binomial, this x plus 8, that's a binomial because there are 2 terms, by the trinomial. This longer one here is called a trinomial because, as you can see, there are 3 terms. So the difference here is we just make a little bit bigger box. So we've got 2 boxes going down, and we're just going to put the x plus 8 going along the side. And across the top, we're going to put that trinomial. We're going to put 5x squared minus 6x and plus 10. So just take the binomial and trinomial, transfer them to the sides of the boxes. To fill in the boxes, we're going to do the exact same thing as before. We're just going to multiply. So to fill in this spot here, we're going to take x and multiply it by 5x squared. Now you might have forgotten how to do this. If we take an x times a 5x squared, it means x times 5 times x times x. You actually now have 3 x's there. So it's going to be 5x, and we now call it cubed to the 3rd power. Then let's do this bottom one down here where we're going to multiply 8 times 5x squared. And if we multiply those, we end up with 40x squared. Let's fill in this one up here where we're taking an x times a negative 6x. That's going to be a negative 6x squared. I hope you didn't forget x times x gives you x squared. To fill in this bottom one, we're multiplying 8 times negative 6x, and if you multiply those out, you get a negative 48x. To fill in this top one, pretty easy, x times 10 is 10x. And the last one's the easiest one, 8 times 10, that's just an 80. So we've done all the hard work and we've multiplied everything in the boxes, but now we have to look for the like terms and combine the like terms. Let's start with that 5x cubed. Are there any like terms with that? Nope, that's the only x cubed. So let's start with 5x cubed. Then we're going to look at the x squareds. I see a minus 6x squared, and then down diagonally from it, we also see a 40x squared. So we have 2x squared terms that we can combine. And if you combine 40x squared with a minus 6x squared, 40 take away 6, is a positive 34. So we're going to put plus 34x squared. Now we look at the x's, and conveniently enough, they are the ones on that diagonal as well. So we have 10x and minus 48x. Those can combine together, and if you combine them, you get a minus 38x. And then lastly, we have a positive 80. So just put plus 80 at the end, and you are all done. So hopefully you realize it is the exact same process that we were doing before. However, it's just a little bit more of it. Sometimes the exponents get a little bit bigger. Key thing that we want to remember here is when you have an x times an x squared, it became an x cubed. And that's basically the only new stuff for this part of the assignment. So go ahead and pause the video now. Try the next one on your own. When you're confident with that, come on back and we will learn about special cases. Thank you for coming back and not just leaving me. We are now moving on to special cases of multiplying polynomials. And before I do this, I'm going to give you the password right away. The password for this assignment will be hydrate. Hydrate. As the weather gets warmer out there, some of you may be joining some spring sports. Make sure you stay hydrated. That means drinking a lot of water. You want to keep your body nice and hydrated. So there's your password, hydrate. All right, first example. It says multiply the following using the box method. Now this one looks a little different. It says x minus 10 all being squared. So we have to think, what does that squared mean? Well, it just means take whatever is being squared and multiply it by itself 2 times. So when I see x minus 10 squared, I'm going to rewrite it in a way that makes a little more sense to me. It really just means x minus 10 times x minus 10. So now I have a binomial times another binomial, and luckily we know how to multiply those. So going down the left side of the box, we put x minus 10. Across the top of the box, we put x minus 10. And then we're going to fill in the box by multiplying. X times x is x squared. X times negative 10 is negative 10x. Negative 10 times x is again negative 10x. And negative 10 times negative 10 is a positive 100. And what you'll see here, negative 10x and negative 10x combined together. Remember, two negatives, if you combine them together, makes a bigger negative number. It's minus 20x and plus 100. And that is your expanded out binomials. So we have x squared minus 20x plus 100. What a lot of kids are going to do is you're going to see x minus 10 squared, and you're just going to assume, oh, it's x squared plus 100, because they do the squared here and the squared here. But you're missing out on that middle term, that minus 20x. So make sure you multiply it all the way out, and you'll get the right answer. All right, one more special case, and then you're done. We have x plus 9 times x minus 9. You see they're the same number, just one positive, one negative. Let's see what happens there. Along the left side, we're going to have an x plus 9. Across the top, we're going to have an x minus 9. Let's fill in our box by multiplying, so we get x squared. X times negative 9 is minus 9x. 9 times x is a positive 9x. And 9 times negative 9 is a minus 81. And now you're going to see why it's one of these special cases. When we have 9x combined with a minus 9x, it becomes 0. It's gone. So all that's left is x squared minus 81. You could think of it as x squared plus 0x minus 81, but that 0, we don't write that anyway. That's just gone. So x squared minus 81 is your final simplified answer for that. So in this case, what happened was when you've got a positive and a negative of the same number, those middle terms end up canceling out to being nothing, and it disappears. So now your final answer no longer has that middle term written. So you've got a couple more to try on your own, then you are all done for the new stuff, and then you can go ahead and get prepped for that test. So thanks for joining. Good luck on your test this week.